There we go. Hey everyone, long time no see. I haven't been here for like a week. How's everyone doing? Sorry, it's been a week since I've streamed. I had a con this past weekend, so I had to get ready for that. So, and Thursdays and Saturdays when I normally stream, I was at the con, so I was not around. Obviously, I did try the new, or it's new to me. It's not new to Twitch. The rerun feature, and that seemed to work pretty good. I kind of liked how that was able to broadcast some of my videos while I was away, and still had some content on my channel, even though I couldn't actually be making new content. So that was nice. I like that. I'm still kind of figuring all of this out, but I think I'll probably just run reruns on days I don't stream. So like, Tuesdays, day like today, there's not going to be. I'm just gonna do my stream for you guys, and then Wednesdays I don't stream, so maybe I'll just run some reruns on Wednesday, and then Thursday I stream, and then Friday I'll do a rerun, and then Saturday I'll stream, and then we'll just take Sunday off. So, now that I've been rambling for a little bit, what are we going to do today? Normally on Tuesdays, I do a tutorial Tuesday. I usually try to teach you guys a thing or two. But I just got back from the con last night. I'm pretty tired. I'm still recovering a little bit. So I think all I'm going to do is work on emotes for you guys. Or more specifically, the subscribers for this channel. I already have one submitted. I'm waiting for approval, so you guys will be able, once approved, I'll be able to do my wolf symbol from Shadows of Oblivion. Subscribers will be able to emote with that, and I'm going to work on some emotes for my Tier 2 and Tier 3 subscribers. So I figure I'll take suggestions from you guys, because you'll be the end user. You guys will be the people using the emotes, so I definitely want to hear from you what kind of emote that you would love to use in the chat that would be unique to us in this community here. I was thinking sorry, I blinked for a second. I was thinking of probably just doing my Grim Reaper character from my comic Shadows of Oblivion. Now, he's not really the Grim Reaper, and that's not his name, but he strikes quite a resemblance to him. And I figured that would be nice to have a cool-looking, death-like character to put in the chat. So, I am going to just start with that and kind of wait to hear from you guys. And see what kind of things you would want as an emote. I left my headphones in my car, so I'm gonna have to be just dealing with the silence today. You guys will be hearing some good music, but not me. It'll be dead silence for me and my stupid sounding voice. So all the emotes have to be square, so that's why I'm working on a square canvas here. a sec. Move this over here. Move this over here. Go up there. It's a little smaller. Alright, that should do the job. Okay. So if I'm going to do a Grim Reaper-like character, even though a lot of the face is going to get covered by the hood, I still need to know what features are visible. Hey, how you doing, Sideways? I just got finished saying that today, I just got back from the con last night. I'm a bit tired, so I'm not really prepared to teach anything for Tutorial Tuesday. So what we're actually doing is I'm going to be drawing some emotes for subscribers. So subscribers to this channel will be able to use the emotes. And I think they're able to use the emotes in any chat, not just my chat. Or any Twitch chat, I should say. So I've already submitted my wolf symbol, the Shadows of Oblivion wolf, to be an emote. So once that gets approved, since you're a subscriber, Sideways, you'll be able to use that wolf emote. And I decided for the second tier, I'm going to do the Grim Reaper character from my comic Shadows of Oblivion. So I'm just going to make that into an emote. And then I'm going to need your guys' help deciding what the third tier emote should be. So I'm not 100% sure how I want to do that. I kind of like the loose-looking hood sitting over the face. Almost like it's just a draped piece of cloth. So I like to get kind of the wavy feel here. So the tricky thing is here, I want to make this really big as I can, because I want you don't want a lot of dead space when it comes to the emote. And I also want to have as much detail as I can, but I can't go overboard with the detail because, you know, emotes are by its nature very small, so if I put in a lot of detail, all that detail is going to get lost in such a small emote. All right. How's all the sound levels sounding to you guys? Like, how's the music and the my mic? Is everything sounding all right? looks really orange. I don't know. Weird, weird, weird. Alright, good. I always hate it when I try to listen to streamers talk and their music is too loud. So it's looking kind of almost like hair. Which isn't necessarily a bad thing. Hair and cloth actually are very similar in the way they act. So what's everyone up to this Tuesday evening? Everyone have a good Memorial Day? Did everyone have the day off? Relaxed and played video games. I'm envious. I drove 300 miles with my check engine light on. It was a little stressful, just a little. Getting there. This looks anything but like the Grim Reaper death. Yeah, I'm glad I made it home okay too. I'm not quite sure what was wrong with my car. I haven't gotten it to the mechanic yet. The problem with the check engine light is it can mean, or at least on my car, it can mean a whole lot of things. It can mean catastrophic engine failure is imminent, or it can mean that I forgot to put the gas cap on. Both of those trigger the check engine light, so so I'm hoping that it is something as simple as a gas cap, so I don't have to pay a fortune to get it fixed. Yep, same here. I'm hoping for the latter. Alright. So, I think I'm ready to add the skull part here. Let me look up a reference real quick for a skull. You would think, it's so funny here. You think when you draw faces and heads, and you've studied it for a long time, you think, yeah, I know how to draw a skull. That's easy. Skulls are easy. Until you pick up the pencil and you put it down onto the paper about to draw, and you're like, I don't remember a single thing. How big is the nose? What's the teeth look like? How does it look without flesh anywhere? And I have to pull up the reference. You like how I'm all like relaxed, leaning back? I'm always sitting close to the camera. Just lounging back. Alright. So this is where the nose is going to be, so you're going to have kind of a reverse heart shape here. Now I am going to take some liberties because I want him to look scary. And not that human skulls don't look scary on their own, but I don't want it to look just like a natural skull. I want it to look evil. The artist for Ghost Rider. Yeah, well, I bet you just like anything, once you draw it like 200 times, it gets a lot easier to draw from your memory or from your imagination. But, you know, not a whole lot of people draw skulls on a regular basis, so you think you know what a skull looks like until you have to actually draw it. And you realize you have no idea what a skull looks like. Oh, this looks so weird in the middle of its process. No, I'm gonna cheat a little bit here. Plus the paycheck helps. Yeah, you're exactly right. So I say I'm gonna cheat. It's not really cheating so much. It's taking advantage of the tools we have here. So I'm gonna add a symmetry line here. And I'm just gonna, even though I'm gonna have to do a little erasing after, I'm gonna kind of draw on the left side here. I don't want any gaps in here though. And to get a little bit of foreshortening in here, each tooth has to get a little bit smaller and smaller and smaller. Oh, excuse me. So I'm also trying to decide, what am I going to draw for the Heroes Con auction piece in about a month. Not sure what character I should do. Last year I did Archangel from the X-Men with a baby Apocalypse in the style of like a Catholic stained glass window. The year before that I did Beta Ray Bill and Throg. The year before that, what did I do? I think the year before that I did Bebop and Rocksteady and Ninja Turtles. So I think we're going to get rid of the symmetry here and kind of work on it from there. Because this is coming along, but it's not as creepy as I want it to be yet. So now that I've done that, I put that ruler back. Because I still need this to be a little bit symmetrical. Yeah, my Archangel was the best piece I've done for the Heroes Con auction, at least monetarily speaking. That piece I got, I think, sold for $700. It's the most that any of my pieces have ever sold for at an auction. So that was a nice little ego boost. So let's see, one year I did Gorilla Grodd. One year I did, what did I do? Usagi Yojimbo one year. I did the Ninja Turtles one year. I'm not quite sure what to do this year. So if you guys in the chat have any suggestions, I want to hear it. What do you think I'd be good at? Death characters coming along, I think. What do you guys think? You know, that's a good suggestion, Sideways, doing My Hero Academia. I would do that if it wasn't, if Heroes Con wasn't such a Western comic focused convention. A lot of those people at that auction is very, a lot of them are art collectors or art dealers. And art dealers that specialize in Western comic art, they usually they have a little bit tougher time selling like manga and that sort of thing. So they're not as interested in Eastern art or properties from the East. Even though My Hero Academia is very much based in Western comic culture. I find where at least there's some exceptions to this, but generally my pieces are very successful if they are related to popular movie properties from the year, but not directly. A great example was last year, X-Men Apocalypse came out. Was that last year? I feel like that was last year. Maybe that was 2 years ago. Anyway, so I did Archangel and Apocalypse, and that seemed to do pretty good. The year before that, Thor Ragnarok came out, and I didn't draw Thor, but I did a Beta Ray and a Throg, so two characters that are related to the property, but not exactly. That seemed to do well. Seemed to do well when like Usagi Yojimbo had its 30th anniversary. That was like 5 years ago. I think the 35th anniversary is this year. You know, even though this is my character, I kind of forgot what he looks like. I gotta look up a reference for my own character I created. How nuts is that? One sec. Shadowsofoblivion.com. I guess now is a good time for shameless self-promoting. If you want to read my comic book, you can just go to shadowsofoblivion.com. Okay. Oh, that's not too different than how I normally do them. In this version that I'm drawing up here, I'm giving his hood a little bit less form. I'm making his form a little bit, the hood a little bit more than, a little bit like a draped cloth over his face rather than like a hood that might have some structure that would hold its shape. At least that's the idea here. I had a long weekend, I get a pass. Thanks! Glad I get a pass. So I probably want to... Well, see, this is the struggle I'm having. I want to give the hood a little bit more structure, just so it's more consistent with how I've drawn them in other comics. But I don't want to go too far because I want this as big as I can because it's going to be an emote. So I don't want this to be like mostly just hood point. You know what I mean? Like how the hood kind of comes to a point sometimes. I don't want most of this emote just to be the point of the hood. So if I have it more of a cloth, like it sits on the top of his head, conforms to the shape of his head a little bit better, which leaves a little bit more room for the head in the drawing. Looks great. Well, thank you, Sideways. I'm glad you like it. Almost, you know what this is kind of reminding me of a little bit? You guys ever watch like the 80s G.I. Joe? When Cobra Commander had the just kind of like cloth just kind of draped over his face? That's kind of what this is reminding me of a little bit. And it wouldn't be my version of death here if didn't have the chains going around him. Before we get too far into that, though, let's zoom out. The pencils are so light, it's hard to tell, but I think that would make a good emote. What do you guys think? You'll be the ones using these emotes, so I want to make sure that make sure you guys get what you want. So I discovered actually a pretty cool thing today. You know, there's like audiobooks, and you know, there's you see all those man. See, you can tell I'm still tired from the con. I can barely talk. So I'm sure I sound like an idiot. But regardless, so your favorite YouTubers, I'm sure at some point have done those Audible ads, trying to advertise like their audiobook service. I learned today that you can take your library card, and I can't say this is a nationwide thing, but at least in my area, you can just take your library card and then just download audiobooks with your library card. You just go to, at least in my area, you just go to the library's website. You log in with your library card. And then you can just download some books to read. Or listen to, I guess, since it's Audible. Although there are some, like, you can actually like download the book or even download some comics. Who needs to buy those services when your tax dollars have already paid for them? Whoops. Yeah, I think it's pretty cool. I know for the very least, Sideways, since we're in the same county, I know for sure that you can do that. Once I get the get this chain done, then I'm gonna ink and color it. Oh yeah, definitely. Although the drive to Charlotte seems like such a cakewalk after the drive to Raleigh that I just got back from. It's not even that much further, but man, it feels like it. Like 2.5, 3 more hours. This feels like an eternity. Now I have to check. I just learned about the service. I think you can download digital copies of the books, not just like audiobooks, but like a digital copy of the actual book to read on like your e-reader or iPad or Kindle or whatever. I have to double check to see how that works, but I'm pretty sure you can even get comic books. Alright, how's this coming here? Chains are such a pain in the neck to draw. I guess I could have made download. Man, you know, I'm way more tired than I thought. I keep stumbling over my words. Probably a hoot to watch right now. And turn it into a drinking game. Every time Shono stumbles over his words. It sounds like an idiot. You take a drink. You'll be dead of alcohol poisoning in about 5 minutes. I know it's a little hard to see when I zoom way out like this. I'll zoom a little bit in because I'm sure you guys aren't watching at full screen. What do you think? What do you think of that for an emote? I still got obviously ink and color it, but what do you guys think? Is that... I don't even know what you'd use that for what kind of emote. Maybe when you die of alcohol poisoning, you'll use the death emote. That'll be a new thing. Shows making me drink again. Better use that death emote. Switch over to inking pen. Let's see if I can go on the right layer. See, I have to resist this urge I have to put in a lot of fine hatchings, because when this emote is 22 pixels by 22 pixels, you're not going to see any of that hatching. That's all going to go. So I got to keep the lines nice and strong here. Not get too bogged down with hatching. Really bad. So I don't know how long it takes to get emotes approved. But I'm hoping by next stream on Thursday that subscribers will be able to use my wolf emoji. Again, I don't know how long it takes to get emotes approved, but this one will hopefully be available to my second tier subscribers not too long after that. And if we can get, if I can get 15 new subscribers, a whole new slot opens up, and I can have more emotes for you guys. So the more subscribers we get, the more emotes we can use. Yeah. From my understanding, the emotes that I create for you guys can only be used here on Twitch. But I think you can use them on any channel. I think. I mean, I'll probably be proven wrong on that because I'm always proven wrong on things. But I think, you know, if you want to use my wolf emoji while you watch another Twitch, you'll be able to. Which I think is kind of a neat thing. I like that kind of how they reward channels, or more specifically, reward the subscribers of channels that have a lot of subscribers, get a lot of new chat, or a lot of new chats, a lot of new emotes. Like all my tier 1 subscribers will only have access to one exclusive emote, but if we can get 15, they'll have 2. And if we can get, I don't know what the next one after that is, 30 maybe? But it'll open up another slot and everyone will have, all the subscribers will have access to those emotes. These lines might be too much. I might end up taking those out. Let's see. But we'll see. I mean, I'm going to do that. When I look at the small thumbnail over here, all those lines look kind of like he has a mustache. I don't want the character. My version of Death here to look like he has a mustache. Okay, okay. I think that's coming along. What do you guys think? Why is my background so orange? It's so weird. So I want these teeth to look kind of janked up and gritty a little bit. Like, I don't want them to look like he needs braces necessarily, but I don't want to give him a smooth look. I'm kind of being a little more rough with the lines here. Make the teeth look a little more rough. So I know I've been just kind of sitting here working, kind of quiet. Do you guys have any questions for me? Or if you, maybe it's not even a question, maybe you just guys want to talk about something, anything? I'm down to chat. Glad you like the change sideways. I feel like that's a very defining feature of my character and the role he plays in the comic. I'm fully aware how much he looks just like your generic Grim Reaper. And that's intentional, but I need to do something that kind of sets him apart a little bit. Something that makes him more unique than just a general Grim Reaper. So I added those chains. They're not only symbolic, but and serve a purpose to the story, but I think it makes them look like a unique character. See, this is where I'm having a dilemma. I really, my instinct says do cross-hatching. Not only will cross-hatching give the character this grit that I'm looking for, or not that I'm looking for, but that I like. I really like this character to be gritty and dark and just look like death. You're gonna be scared if death just shows up at your door. So I want to show that gritty fear, and I usually achieve that with doing lots of textures and crosshatches and all that stuff. But I have to keep reminding myself as I'm adding hatching that this is going to be an emote. This is going to be very small, relatively speaking. if I do a lot of hatching, it's all going to be lost. It's just going to look like a pixel. It's not going to look like anything. And so I have to debate if it's worth it, or how much of it's worth it. So I think what I'm going to do then is just move on to inking the chains and then get the colors done. And all the grit that I want for the chains, or, well, the chains too, but for the whole piece, I'll just handle that in the coloring stage. I think that's how I'm going to do this. So as I finish up the chains here, what should my last emote be? What should I do for the tier 3 subscribers? So we'll have the wolf for tier 1. We'll have Reaper here. It's not Reaper. I mean, what is this, Overwatch? See, and I don't want to tell you this character's actual name, because I haven't revealed it in the comics yet. That's why I just keep calling him the Grim Reaper or Reaper, because I do not want to spoil the comic for you guys. I'm also resisting the urge to put my signature in the corner like I always do, because that's not going to show up in the chat. That's going to be way too small. It could be anything, really. I was trying to think of something that would be unique to this channel and the people who follow me. That's why I was sticking with stuff from my comic, because I can't really think of anything more unique than something I've created. But I'm down for anything. You know, obviously, as long as it doesn't violate Twitch's terms of service. Which I don't think they'd let me. They'd probably just reject the emo instead of doing anything harsh like banning me or anything. But still, I don't want it rejected. I want to have emotes that you guys can use. Ooh, Cerberus. That's a pretty good idea. Maybe have his, like, lightning shooting out of his eyes, maybe? Yes. I mean, as more slots open up for me, as I get more subscribers, maybe I'll just do all the Shadows of Oblivion crew. I'll do Gear and a War Angel, a Cerberus. So, I guess I feel like this stream was Shono asks the audience questions. But I got another question for you guys. What would you like me to do in a future Tutorial Tuesday stream? What would you guys want to learn about? Ah, wrinkles and fabrics. Kind of like what I'm doing with the hood here. Ah, Yeah, that's something I can do. Absolutely. Alright, what do you guys think of that line art? Ready for some colors? Bring on the color. Alright. So what else can I do for Tutorial Tuesday? Seems like Sideways, you're the only one being active in the chat. I'll let you decide all of them. Unless someone else wants to chime in. If no one's gonna chime in. Sideways, not only do you get to be the stream boss, but you get to be the tutorial boss. I don't think you're taking up the whole chat there, Sideways. I think you're the only one in the chat. I think either everyone else watching is just being a lurker, and they're not interested in chatting, or whatever. They have just as much opportunity to chat as you do, so don't feel bad about talking so much. It gives me someone to talk to too. Like I said, I'm working without music today, so it's driving me a little nuts. If I had to sit here completely silent, ooh. I don't know if the rest of you guys are like this, but man, when I need something playing, I need some kind of sound when I'm drawing. I feel like without it, it could be music, but usually it's someone talking, like a show, or even like a talk show or something, like like Conan O'Brien or something. Just to hear people chatting helps me focus on my art more than silence. Music helps too, but not as much. You need that background sounds, background noise. Alright, let's get some color in here. Again, this is going to be one of those things where I have to think about how small this is going to appear. So that being the case, like I think I have to be kind of simple with my coloring. I can't be too out there. And when I say out there, all I mean is like really intricate. Like I can't do like a very painterly style. I mean, I could, but it's kind of a waste of time because it's not really going to show up very well. we'll start with the flats. We'll get all the flat colors in, and then we'll figure out how to render this. Oh, thanks. I'm glad the perspective ones were very helpful. I guess I could do more. The only problem with the tutorials is the more specific I get, the shorter they become. You know, like I was able to do 1, 0, 1. Oh, 0. My brain's broken. I was able to do 1 point, 2 point, and 3 point perspective. And fill my 2-hour time slot pretty easily. The more specific anything gets, the less there is to say about it. Which means my tutorial gets shorter. I mean, that's not like that's not like a rule without exception, but like I'll give you an example. Like if someone asks for a tutorial on how to draw hair in general, that tutorial will be a lot longer than if someone asked to draw, you know, Marge's haircut in The Simpsons, because that's very specific. It won't. I have less to say about it. Once I explain how to draw Marge's hair, the tutorial's pretty much done. I'm afraid to also get too advanced on these streams. I assume most people who are going to watch me for a tutorial are still learning. So to go into like really deep, even if I spent like 2 hours talking about all the intricacies of a certain subject, I feel like would be lost on a lot of the people who would want to watch me. Now, if I'm wrong about that, please let me know. I am not a mind reader. I've been practicing my whole life and still can't read any minds. So, if I'm completely wrong about that, please let me know. But I just assume most of the people who watch me to learn are fairly new. Even if they're pretty good artists, if you're coming to me, or specifically coming to one of my tutorials, you're probably a little green in the area that you're coming to one of my tutorials for. So I don't want to be too advanced in those. think clothing is a good tutorial. I was thinking about maybe doing some basic color theory. Alright. Could be Matthew McConaughey here. Alright. Alright, basic color it is. Is that working as an emote so far? Still have to like render like the shading and stuff, but maybe I'll make the teeth just a slightly different hue. Since teeth technically aren't bone. Slightly different hue. There we go. Get these chains flatted in. Once we get the chains flatted, put in some shadows, maybe some highlights, and then you can call it done. Now that I whitened his teeth, I think I whitened it too much. Maybe darker? That's a little spooky. Too close. Better. Hey, got a new follower. Welcome. I'm gonna try to say this. Hopefully I say this right. Mabande? Mabande. Well, correct me if I said that wrong. But welcome. Thank you for following. I knocked down the stream boss's HP down by 10. More me Band-Aid. Oh, okay. Well, welcome. Thank you for following. Managed to knock down the stream boss's HP down by 100. I haven't really talked about the stream boss much this stream, but Sideways is our boss. You do damage by following, subscribing, cheering bits, and by donating. And if you knock down the boss's HP down to 0, you become the new boss. It's a fairly common thing on Streamlabs. I'm sure people who spend a lot of time on Twitch already know that. I'm just preaching to the choir, but it's worth mentioning for those who might not know what it is. Boss system looks like something you can do. You can get the chance to give a donation. Yeah, well, one, I would greatly appreciate it, and two, I think it's a fun way to interact with everyone. Not only interact between me and you, but between the other people who watch the stream. In my opinion, at least. For whatever that's worth. Alright. So I still have to render the shadows here in the highlights. But I think I'll make a pretty good emote. What do you guys think? Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Alright, so I think I'm going to mostly do cell shading here, but I do want to do some airbrushing, just to kind of get this good shadow gradient happening here. Looks great. Great! I'm glad it looks great. That's a little too purpley. I usually love purple for shadow color, but I think in this particular case, you need to keep it as gray as possible. Just a little bit, do it twice, do it 3 times. There we go. It's much better. A little bit, it's a little light. There we are. I think that's working for us. Yeah, I've heard people tell me that I look kind of like him. The hat and beard. It's a shame, though, that he's kind of went off the deep end with all those racist comments not, what, a couple years back? Oops. Can't color the chains the same color as the hood. Gotta get those out of there. Alright, we're getting there. Kind of in between. I recently got affiliate status. Probably about, I don't know, a week ago? Maybe a week and, excuse me. Maybe about 2 weeks ago. And so I'm creating some emotes for subscribers. So this is going to be the tier 2 emote. You'll be able to, assuming it gets approved by Twitch, and I have no reason to think it wouldn't be, but once it's approved, all the tier 2 subscribers to me will be able to put this emote in the chat. And I think, if I'm not mistaken, you're able to do that in any of the chats on Twitch. I could be mistaken on that. Don't quote me. I mean, you can quote me, but then you'd have to follow up with, and then he was wrong. What part seems I don't know if I understand your comment. What part seems generous? The that I'm doing this for subscribers, or that or thinking that I'm going to get subscribers? Because you'd probably be right in both cases. And you're right, I am pretty small at the moment. I've just only been doing this about a month and a half. I've not been slowly growing. Slowly but surely. It's all right. I'm not concerned. I have no illusions of grandeur over here. I'm just a small-time artist, sharing my art with you guys. Now this is a small problem I have. I want to put a texture in the hood. Give it a gritty feel, but I'm not sure that's going to show up in an emote. If it's about that small, is the texture going to show up? You know what? What's the worst that will happen? It won't show up. Then no one will know it anyway. But you guys will know because you watched me do this. Alright. Well, I'm happy you appreciate my hard work. I appreciate that you appreciate it. I'm going to put a highlight at the top, and then I'm going to call the hood done. Oops. Helps if I pick the right color. Do you like how I said I was going to do kind of a cell shading and then I completely abandoned that almost immediately? Oh, thanks, Cookie Person 101. Those very kind words to say. You know, it's really easy as an artist at any skill level. It doesn't matter if you're a newbie or an expert to just really think that you're really not very good. I mean, there are artists that I admire that are so much better than I probably ever could be. I hear them say the same things, like they think they suck. I think they're like an imposter. So it's nice to hear every now and again that you're not crazy, that you actually are decent. You're not an imposter. Looks like we have a few new people watching us now. Welcome, everyone. If you're wondering what I'm working on, this is going to be an emote for my subscribers. Specifically the Tier 2 subscribers. So if you want to use this emote once it gets finished and approved by Twitch, think about joining that subscription button. Plus, not only that, subscriptions do 500 damage to the boss. So you can knock down sideways to only, what's he at? 800? So you can knock him down to about 300 HP with one subscription. Alright, this hood is just about done. And we'll do the chains in his face. Now, if any of you guys have any questions about what I'm doing, why I'm doing it, not just for, the fact that this is going to be an emote, but just, my process, anything like that, feel free to ask in the chat. Usually on Tuesdays during this stream slot I do tutorials, but I got back from a con last night and didn't have time to prepare a tutorial for today. Plus I'm just tired, just really tired. So no tutorial today, but I can try to fill in that spot with answering any of your questions about my process or anything really. So just want to know if. what program I'm using? Yeah, I'm using Clip Studio Paint, although I'm using a little bit of an older version. I need to update this version of it. And once Clip Studio Paint, well, at the time it was called Manga Studio 5, when that came out, I kind of stopped using Photoshop for my coloring. I used to draw everything in Manga Studio and Manga Studio 4, and then export it to Photoshop and color it that way. But once Manga Studio 5 came out, which later changed its name to Clip Studio Paint, I just do everything, all my illustration work in Clip Studio. And then I'll just use Photoshop for like image manipulation, anything like that. Oops. Oops. Keep forgetting. Alright, I'm going to call that hood done. Unless you guys have any input for me. Shading is too complicated for you? You know, honestly, it's... When starting with shading, what I like to do is just start with... like I'm doing an airbrush shading here, airbrush coloring. But when you're starting out, here, let me just take that out. Sometimes all you need to do is just create a new layer, bring down that layer to about 40%, get a dark purple color, and then just go wherever you think the shading should be. Oops. It's not super complex, but it gets the job done. And then as you get better, you can start adding like airbrushing and all that stuff. Thank you. Yeah, no worries. I don't know if it's still on my Twitch, in my my replay part on Twitch, but not last Tuesday, but the Tuesday before, I did a tutorial on shading. So if you want to take a look at that. If it's not in my Twitch anymore, in my saved videos, it'll be on my YouTube channel. I know I exported it to my YouTube channel, but I don't think it's gone live yet. I have to create a thumbnail and stuff for that. So, yeah. So go ahead and take a look at that if you'd like. I'm actually going to use this cell shaded later. I'm going to use a different color. Because normally I like using purple for shade, for shadow color that is. But I'm being a little more monochromatic here. So I'm picking more grays. Or very muted, desaturated colors. Instead of using bright purples and yellows. I like using yellows for highlights. I'm gonna... No, still, technically, this is a purple, but it's just so devalued and desaturated. It looks very good. As a general rule of thumb when you're coloring, you want to minimize how much white and black you use. Because white and black, from a color theory standpoint, aren't colors. They actually remove color. So when you're coloring, you don't want to remove color. You want to add color. So using black and white is... not ideal. Now there are times you want to use it when you're trying to lower the value or lower the saturation of a color. Oh, I just went offline. Hold on, guys. I'm told that I went offline. I'm not sure if I'm still broadcasting. To some of you, I'm just gonna check on my phone to see if I can see myself. Oh, I'm back. Or at least I'm told I'm back. Well, that was weird. Sorry about that, everyone. Hey, Seth Talley has joined us. Maybe that's why I went offline. Twitch trembled in fear of the great Seth Talley. Obviously, I'm adding in the shadows here on the face. I'm going to add the highlights momentarily. I want to add this texture of the bone, but I don't want it to look like he has a mustache. What do you guys think when I zoom out here? Does it look like bone texture? Does it look like a mustache? Wait on here for a second just in case you guys miss it. Bone more or less. I'll take more or less. Still have a little bit of working to do here to make it look more bone-like. As long as it looks more like bone and less like mustache, I'm on the right track. Alright. Looks like the consensus is bone. Good. I don't know who Alinity is, so I don't know if that's a dig at who, or even if it is a dig. Well, I'm just assuming you're saying that you like my content. And if that's what you're saying, then thank you. But I like to think I'm going to grow in views in the coming months. Like I said, I'm pretty new to this. I'm still learning how to stream and all the ins and outs of Twitch. And once I get this all figured out, hopefully the view count will start going up as well. How she uses her body to views. Well, that is what it is. Alright, I think I'm going to call that face done. What do you think? I'm going to zoom out a bit so you get the impression that it's like an emote. What do you think? When it's that small, does anything not look right or look kind of funky or a detail that's not really showing up very well? What's your, what do you guys think? Seems fine to you? Okay. One thing I do love about streaming that I don't get when I'm drawing by myself is I can get some real-time feedback. The smile doesn't come off that well. What would you think? Should I make the teeth brighter white? What do you think? What do you think? Sideways says it looks good on your iPad. Alright. Yeah, I'm going to move on to the chains and then I might come back to the teeth in a minute. But as I was saying, I like getting that real-time feedback. Before I started streaming, I would, be working on a piece of art and just toil, I guess, and just keep second-guessing myself, going, is this good? Am I doing this right? Does this look okay? hope this looks okay. I'll never know until it's posted online, and then it's too late to change anything. Now I can just ask you guys, how's it look? And if it sucks, I can change it right there live with all of you guys. I like that a lot. Oops. Zoomed in here, I totally forgot to add a texture to this part of the chain, or inside the chain. Not exactly the right color. Let's see. Closer. Yeah, good enough. I gotta keep reminding myself that this is gonna be very small, so little details like that aren't gonna show up very noticeable. Very noticeable? Oy. I think I'm gonna have to call it quits soon. I think my brain stopped working. How this looks. Maybe I'll switch my profile picture to this. Instead of having a big, happy, smiling Shona, we'll just have death. He still needs the hat. I'll just Photoshop the hat right on top of his head there. Oh, that one got me. That's funny. I like that. Smiley guy. Yeah, I mean, you're right. Yeah, I wasn't serious. I wasn't gonna change it. I mean, this guy's smiling. Look at that big grin on his face. Oh. Oh, that was a good one. So Thursday, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to stream on Thursday. Probably commissions, since I have a lot of them to do. I have a ton of them to do. It's a little overwhelming, honestly. But so I might just put on some music and stream myself working on those commissions. I want to try out doing a video game stream soon, just to try it out. I've never done a video game stream before, and it's definitely by no means going to become a regular thing with video games. But you know, like I said, I'm still trying to figure out Twitch, so I want to try out a few things, see what I like, what I don't like, see what you guys like, what you don't like. But I have no idea when I'm going to try video games out. Probably not for a few weeks. But yeah. So Thursday will probably be commissions. Saturday, probably more commissions. We'll see how much I can get through. I do want to start doing, working on my comics live. One, because I think you guys would like it, but two, because I really need to get a new comic out. It's been well over a year, and I need to get the next chapter out, so if I'm streaming, it gives me an excuse to work on it. But again, I do have a lot of commissions, and I don't want to keep my clients waiting too long for them. So maybe the rest of this week will be commissions, and then we can start comics up next week. I don't know. What are your guys' thoughts? I'm rambling kind of at this point. Comics. We need to work on the next issue of Darak, Seth. Or the next trade, that is. We need to sit down together and figure out the exactly what's going on with that one. Yeah, Bande, that's it's probably a good idea. Let's get, if not all the commissions off my back, let's get at least a big chunk of them gone, and then we'll go back to working on comics. Love to see a process in laying out comics. Oh, yeah, that's yeah, I don't know how I can do that. I'll have to look into how to do layouts, because I usually pencil my comics traditionally. So I would have to figure out how to set up a camera and stream from the camera and stream myself at the same time. I don't know how to do that, but I can figure it out. So maybe not in the immediate future, but in the near-ish future, I'll definitely figure out how to set up a camera so I can draw traditionally, and you guys can watch me do that. So it doesn't have to be all digital drawing all the time. zoom out. Let's make this about icon size. Alright, what do you guys think? Are we gonna call this done? Or does anything look off or wrong or bad or bad? And also, while I wait for you guys to reply to that in the chat and see if there's anything I need to change to this before I call this mode done. The teeth are a tiny bit hard to see. Yeah, Seth mentioned that too. What do you guys think? Lighter or darker for the teeth? Ooh, darker, okay. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to zoom out here. Get a darker color. Airbrush a little bit. How's that? What do you guys think? So making the teeth darker makes the highlights stand out a little bit more. So what are your opinions on that? And then I'll go back. Looks epic. Okay, awesome. What do you think, Seth? I feel like Seth and Ibande is on the opposite sides of the same coin. Better? Alright, okay, this is what I want to do. We're going to go back here. I'm going to pick a different color, lighter color. I'm going to airbrush that real quick. And that's it with lighter. Which do you guys like better, the lighter or the darker? Still don't know why my background's so orange today. Well, I'll admit, it's not that it looks out of place. I don't think it looks out of place, but it looks like Death put on a bunch of crest whitening strips, and I think that makes him look a little awkward. So I think darker kind of makes his Death look a little creepier, a little more like rotting bone. Put in the gold Thug Life grill, call it a day. Oh, that would be... Maybe I will. Maybe, if we can get enough subscribers where it opens up a new slot, I'll do that. We'll do... If we can get... let's see, I have 2 subscribers, so I need 15 to unlock the next one. So if we can get the 15 subscribers needed to open up a new emote spot, I will modify this one to have the gold grill. That sound like a deal to everyone? So tell your friends, come subscribe, so that Death can have a gold grill. Oh, that's funny. All right, but seriously, how does that look with the darker teeth? Does everyone think that looks better? Does that work now? You guys crack me up. You guys are the best. Very good. Awesome. All right. So, uh, so this still, I still have one more slot open for emotes for subscribers. I'm not gonna work on it tonight because I'm tired. I've been doing this for a couple hours, and I think I'm gonna call it a day very soon. But I wanted to hear from you guys if there were any suggestions that you had for that last emote slot. Uh, I've been doing my Shadows of Oblivion stuff from my comic, but it doesn't have to be. It can be anything that you think would be fun to emote. And I'll work on that a little bit in the next my next stream. If not this week, maybe next week. A little face burst in laughter. Okay, all right, a laughing face. Yeah, we can talk about which character. I mean, we can make it one of my characters from my comic, or we can, yeah, we can totally figure that out though. But a laughing character, that's a pretty good, like a burst of laughter. I like that. All right. So I think with that, now that this emote's done, I think I'm gonna call this stream done too. I want to thank you guys for really taking the time to join, watch. Our new follower, welcome. You guys are fantastic. You made me laugh today, and that's wonderful. I needed that. I'm pretty beat all day. So thank you for joining me on the stream. And I think my next stream will be Thursday. If not Thursday, definitely Saturday. Oh, great. I'm glad you'll be here. I'm glad you had a good time. Like I said, I think it's Thursday, but I might have other plans. I need to talk to a couple people. If it's not Thursday, definitely Saturday. And we're going to work on commissions that day. And yeah, I think that's it. Obligatory, do all the things that you're supposed to do, like, check out my Patreon and donate, whatever. This isn't the first time you've done this stuff. You know what's up. Yeah. I suck really bad at closing these things out. I want to just keep talking to you guys, and I never know how to say bye. And it's like like that thing where you're like, no, you hang up. No, you hang up. But, I have to be the one that hangs up. I would have to stop the stream. So, alright. Seriously, though, thank you guys. I'll see you soon. And, yeah, you guys are the best. I'm going to switch over the screens here so I can read out my patrons here. These guys, they're the reason why I can still keep on making art. So a big thanks to Angers McBeard, Anthony Dosimo, Brian Gilbert, Brooke Clayton, Charles Pinn, DevDuck01, Elizabeth, Lawrence Winston, Lily Avonlea, Matt Powell, MC McClure. I still haven't asked him how to say his name. Quixixel. It's almost like Mix-a-Pix. Anyway, Seth Talley, Shadow Macer 66, Taylor Winesti, Tony T. Timonen, Zerial, Chickadee, Doug Hogan, and I haven't had a chance to change the end screen, but I had brand new patron joined today, Robbie Hilton. So thank you guys. You're amazing and awesome. And if you want to join them and get some other perks, you can join Patreon. There's the link on the screen, or you can click below. And for reals now, guys, no, you hang up. No, you hang up. All right. Good night, everyone. I'll see you guys soon.